Good evening, boys and girls, and welcome to round 10 of the season as ORL arrives at the home of motorsport, Great Britain. The British GP has been hosting F1 since 1964, seeing tracks such as Brands Hatch, Donington, and since 1987, Silverstone permanently, which is where we are today. Silverstone is an 18-corner, fast-flowing track featuring some of the most iconic corners in motorsport, such as the infamous Maggots and Becketts. In 2010, we saw a change in the track layout to what we have today. Tricky circuit, and it's, I guess, kind of weird, but it's very rewarding when you get it right. Now, lining up on pole is Williams Tip after an extraordinary session in a wet qualifying session. Lining up alongside him is Chro with a very quick final lap. Velocity James and Williams Isaac make up the second row of the grid. VP Muller and Velocity Photon make up row 3, and Flex's Marcy, ORL Barney are followed by Elsinger and Black Panther, which make up the top 10. Toffee and Twin Barrel J make up row 6, followed by Metmester and Shez. Weke and Myler are in 15th and 16th, and Calcifer, starting from the back of the grid, has actually jumped ahead of Danny, Bencito and Weebs, as they had penalties from the practice session and qualifying, which saw them drop to the back of the grid. Obviously, our drivers to watch out for: Williams Timp is a Williams eSports driver who is joining us for the first time this race. So a massive welcome to you, Williams Timp. Velocity James is also very quick and joining us for the first time, starting in 3rd place. So a big welcome to you, and we hope to see both of you in more races. Williams Isaac joins us for his 2nd ever race with us, as does Flex's Marcy. Williams Isaac will be hoping to better his finishing position from last time out, which was 2nd after a very close race with Velocity Formula Danny. VP Muller and Velocity Photon are also two to watch out for, and of course Chro and Calcifer. Calcifer starting from the back of the grid, and I'm extremely excited to see what's going to happen with Calcifer. This is the last race for the year. We will be back on the 3rd of January, and that will be for the German Grand Prix round 11. Black Panther reckons there's going to be a massive accident into turn 1, and I've got a little bet going on with him for that, although there's nothing really riding on the bet. And here we go, 4 red lights, 5 red lights, and away we go for the British Grand Prix. A bit of a delay there, have to be very careful, try not to get wheel spin. A Ferrari's come over to the inside. Is that Velocity Photon? VP Muller and Velocity Photon have found a spot on Williams Isaac. Chro, can he hold the position to Velocity James, who's looking for the outside at the minute? Velocity Photon trying to have a go on VP Muller, and Velocity James is down the inside of Chro, who's got better traction round the loop though. Chro's going to hold on to 2nd place. Who's the big loser? Williams Isaac's the big loser. Calcifer's moved up into 11th. A great start from him. Everyone else has kept their position though. So clean stuff from everyone. Weke and Myler have dropped down positions. Myler just can't get his starts in order. We've seen him so often get good qualifying results, but then he falls down the grid just from the start alone. But great start from Calcifer. And Elsinger's closing in onto Barney. So let's see if he can have a shot on the exit of Beckett's on the Hanger Straight. In the slipstream, also be careful. You've got Calcifer. He's looking at both of them. He's going to move up 2 places. He's going to take both Elsinger and Barney as he moves up into 8th place. And he's already on the battle. Oh, and who peels into the pits? That was Barney peeling into the pits for a very, very early pit stop. Chro runs a bit wide. Velocity James, he's going to look for the inside. Why is it giving me such a bad camera angle? Let's ride on board with VP Muller so we can actually see what's going on up ahead. Velocity James can't get the traction. He doesn't have the traction on the inside of the loop. Velocity James is going to look for the inside into Brooklands. Can he get it to stick, or does Chro have the grip around the outside? He's going to try and hold it. He runs a little bit wide. Velocity James on the outside of Luffield. Can Chro hold it? Surely Velocity James, will he get better traction? I think he doesn't quite have it, but he's going to be trying to run side by side with Chro. He has to pull out back out of it though. And Chro will hold on to his position. Calcifer though, closing in on Flex's Marcy, who's dropping off from this battle that's leading all the way up to second place. So Calcifer is straight back into the running for the podium. Velocity James is so close, and they're side by side as they're approaching club corner. Velocity James, can he hold it round the outside? Will Chro leave him space? Chro round the outside through club. He runs wide, and Velocity James is going to be able to take the position. And we've also now got VP Muller is right on the back of this. But Chro is closer to Velocity James. How close do you dare get as you run through Abbey? Oh, here we go. Velocity Photon. He's looking to have a little shot. Why is it giving me such bad camera angles? And oh, that was close. Williams Isaac looking down the inside of Velocity Photon, as Velocity Photon looking to get the late apex and the run onto VP Muller. And look at this, we've missed, as a result, we've missed. Calcifer has found a way through on Flex's Marcy, and now Elsinger's also closing in as a result. Twin Barrel J is closing in on Toffee. This could turn out to be the battle for the final points. However, Black Panther currently sitting in 10th place. Twin Barrel J looking for the inside into the final corner. He's not going to be able to make it work though. Oh, Twin Barrel J is getting very close to Toffee. Oh, and has there been contact? Twin Barrel J loses his back end. But it's just one of those things in the wet. The grip on the inside just isn't there. So it's just that little bit harder to make a move stick. Also trying to get the traction on the exit of a corner. But Weebs loses the back end through Cops. Will that allow Myler to get right on the back of him as Chro picks up a 3-second time penalty? Shez has run wide. Can Weebs pick up, get the place on Shez here? They're all in DRS. And Weebs is going to go down the inside. Can he make it stick? I think he's got it. Let's sit on board with Myler. Shez holds it around the outside. Great defense from Shez. And Myler's going to look down the inside. There's a lock-up back end stepping out. Elsinger picks up a 3-second time penalty. And Black Panther's closing in on Flex's Marcy. The gap's only 1 second now. Calcifer is dropping back from Williams Isaac slowly but surely. And Twin Barrel J also picks up a time penalty. Shez runs a little bit wide. Will that allow Weebs to get right onto the back of him? He's got close. Shez has a moment with a back end. Can Weebs close it? Oh, Weebs has a massive moment there. But here comes Myler. Myler looking down the inside. Can he get it to work? I think he's got it. Yeah, he's made the move stick. Myler up into 15th place. Just got Shez ahead now. But Black Panther quite close to Flex's Marcy now. Flex's Marcy runs a bit wide. Oh, he takes a wide line. Black Panther, as a result, is not going to get as good traction as Marcy. As we approach into Magnus and Beckett, Black Panther's going to get a better run through Beckett, and Marcy runs wide. He's going to pick up the position. Oh, maybe through the exit, VP Muller will leave him the room, and Velocity Photon will tuck right into his slipstream. Maybe he'll be able to have a little go into Cop's corner. He's got the slipstream. Will he take a look? He's not going to be able to do it into Cops. He won't be able to make the move stick. As Myler, he's gone down the inside of Mechmesser. We just missed that. Danny, what happened to Danny? I'm not sure. Maybe he crashed. Danny and Bencito, I'm not sure what happened to those two. Bencito usually very quick, so that's a massive shame for both of them. Chro is pitting. Can he stay ahead of Williams Isaac? That's the key. That's the key for him. He needs to be able to stay ahead of Williams Isaac, who has already pitted. Here we go. Chro coming out right alongside Elsinger. He'll go down the inside on the exit. He is on cold tires though. And he's got Flex's Marcy just ahead. That's Williams Isaac just behind him. Chro, can he hold on to 8th place? There's a little bit of contact. But Chro moves up into 8th place. And Williams Isaac will be closing in on Elsinger soon. Let's just stick on ball with Chro, who is now caught right up to the back of Flex's Marcy on that fresh set of intermediate tyres. Let's change our... Oh, here we go. Chro down the inside into Cops. There's a bit of contact. Flex's Marcy runs really wide into the gravel as well. That has massively cost Flex's Marcy trying to battle with Chro into Cops. Side by side into Cops is always difficult, but in the wet it's near impossible. Let's put our detail on the tyre so we can see how many stops everyone has made. But Williams Isaac looking out on the outside as they head down Hanger Straight, and he will sweep around the outside of Elsinger into Stowe Corner and take 8th place. Here comes Chro catching up to Black Panther. Black Panther currently in 4th place. I think he lets Chro through there. I think he let Chro through. Black Panther lets Chro through or gets overtaken by Chro as Chro moves up into 4th place. But watch out for Williams Isaac, who has just caught up onto the back of Chro. Flex's Marcy's come into the pits. He's down in 14th place, a little bit behind Elsinger, as Black Panther lets Williams Isaac through as well. VP Muller comes into the pits. Where has he fed out? He's come out right behind Chro. So Velocity James holds on to 2nd place, and VP Muller stays in 4th place but has caught up to Chro and is on 2 laps fresher tyres. And Mekmes is running a little bit wide through Stowe Corner. Will Myler have a go? He's going to look for the outside. And now on the inside into Club Corner. Through the final corner, he rides over the curb. That'll push him wide, and there's contact. I said it as he went over the curb. I said that would push him wide, and it pushed him into the side of Mekmester. And Shez will gain the place, move up into 15th. Weeds is too far back to capitalise on that. VP Muller, right. Oh, VP Muller, he touches the grass. That will allow Williams Isaac to get a really good run. He's going to go on the outside. Can he get the move to stick into Cops Corner? Around the outside? No, he's going to let VP Muller take the spot, but he will try to get the cut back. Right in the slipstream now. You won't be able to make the move into Maggers and Beckett's. Just have to be patient. Try to get the exit out of Chapel. Well, out of Beckett's, which is here. And now through Chapel, just too far back. Might mean Calcifer has picked up 3 seconds of time penalties, but if... Oh, Isaac. He cleverly slows down. He does not want to take a penalty. And Isaac has left the session. I'm not sure what's happened. Twin Barrel J closing in. Oh, it's closing in on Williams Isaac. Let's watch this overtake as Twin Barrel J picks up the last position, even though it is on the ghosting car of Williams Isaac. We're going to run on board with Williams Tim for some quality fast laps. Let me know if you'd rather have the onboard view or the broadcast view. So broadcast view is this view. And right as I say that, Flex's Marcy is within a second of Elsinger now. But Elsinger falling further and further back from Black Panther. Shez closing in on Williams Isaac. Williams Isaac has essentially been ghosting for so long, and he's still not last yet. He's not even going to finish last. He's going to finish 16th. If he had just essentially ghosted like 3 laps later, then if he had ghosted 3 laps later, he would have probably finished 14th or maybe 13th. And Flex's Marcy has got past on Elsinger. He's finally got it to stick, and we missed it. But here comes Elsinger. He's looking for the cutback. Can he get it to stick? Elsinger has just been falling back and back from Flex's Marcy, and that has been costing him massively. But Flex's Marcy is through, and he just needs to get within 3 seconds of Black Panther so that he will be able to jump him when the penalties do kick in. Oh, right. Right, let's do broadcast Right, what I'll do is I'll do the onboard for this lap, and then... No, I'll do the broadcast for this lap, and then I'll do the onboard for his final lap. So we can still get to see a majestic lap from Williams Temp. But just keep an eye on that gap between Black Panther and Flex's Mastery. He just needs to hold 2 seconds on his final lap. It hasn't really affected Elsinger. Elsinger lost his place on track, but he would have fallen down anyway, as Myla has DNF'd. So I'm not quite sure what's happened there. But we're riding on board with Williams Temp, who has been dominant this race, as he's coming into Club Corner to start his final lap of the Great. He has been perfect all race long. VP Muller has fallen over 3 seconds back from Chro. So that means that Chro will hold on to second place, because he will jump ahead of James. So we're going to see Williams Tim followed by Chro, followed by VP Muller, unless something different happens. But let's ride on board with Williams Temp for his final lap of the race, as he will be looking to come around and take his maiden win in the online racing league. He puts the power on and onto the Wellington straight now. Now you've got Brooklands, brakes at about 18 meters in, little bit of lock up on the front left corner, get it turned in, comes out nice and wide. Let the car out wide through Luffield and take the second apex. Oh, back end stepping out. Keeps it under control though. Make sure you keep an eye on that VP Muller Chro situation. Can't take Cops flat out. You can't take Abbey flat out either. Little bit of a lift through both. Let's see Maggots. He has to lift for the second part of Maggots, and now into Beckett. It's getting the power on. And away we go onto Hanger Straight. Just 4 more corners to go. Williams Tip has been absolutely on fire this entire race. Put it on pole, and he has been unassailable for this entire race. Hasn't put a foot wrong all race, and it is going to be a well-deserved victory for Williams Temp. Around the final corner we go, and it's the first victory in ORL and a fastest lap, just to put everyone else to shame. That's just showing off. But here comes Velocity James now to finish in second, but he will drop down to 4th after penalties. Chro in second, and VP Muller will jump ahead of Velocity James as well. What about Velocity Photon? He's going to be too far back to really take advantage of this. Flex's Master 5.6 seconds down on Black Panther, so he won't jump up. So Velocity James unfortunately drops out of the podium. And that's just how important it is, just to keep it clean. As Flex's Master has a massive moment. Elsinger's going to gain the position on the final lap. That's crazy. Flex's Master, he's losing the back end. Can he hold it? It won't matter anyway, because Elsinger has a 3-second time penalty. But it would mean, I'm sure it'd mean a lot to Elsinger if he could just make the move stick. Only 2/10 in it, but he's not going to be able to do it. And Flex's Master will be able to hold on to 8th place. Calcifer takes 6th after starting from pretty much the back of the grid. So a great race from him in the wet conditions. Here comes Elsinger and Flex's Master, who will take 8th and 9th. As Flex's Master into the barriers on the exit, losing the back end. Or maybe he did that on purpose, I don't know. And Twin Barrel J will take the final point. So a good job from all of them. And that was Twin Barrel J losing the back end on the exit. Well, if you're going to lose your back end, do it on the final lap. Just for confirmation, here are your final results. No one got more than 3 penalties actually. Rather surprising considering how many penalties there actually were. But Williams Timp taking the win by 14 seconds. That is a crazy margin. 7/10, his fastest lap was 7/10 faster than anyone else, almost a second faster than Calcifer, who had the 3rd fastest lap. That is insane. But there you go, your top 3 are Williams Timp, Chro and VP Muller. Velocity James finishing 2nd but falling down to 4th after time penalties. Velocity Photon in 5th, followed by Calcifer, and Black Panther with a very good 7th place, followed by Flex's Master and Elsinger and Twin Barrel J rounds out the top 10. Well, we're here with our race winner, Williams Tim. Great race. You were in command the whole time. How hard is it to stay that consistent in the rain?
Not that hard, to be fair, when you have really good setup. Like, I've done so much practice for here in the esports, so it wasn't really tough effort from me, but yeah.
And what were you ever under any pressure from James and Chro behind you?
I guess lap 1 was the only time I was under pressure from them. Wasn't really much pressure from them at all, I guess, in the whole race apart from lap 1. So yeah, I was pretty driving alone all race. Yeah, but obviously there was kind of pressure when I was trying the fastest laps and stuff like that, but not really like behind from them, like not really that much pressure.
Well, a great race. I mean, honestly, from where I was, that was just a masterclass. What's your tip? What is your tip to being so quick in the wet, or just how to keep it that consistent?
I guess it's just setup, to get really good setup and to be like pretty like smooth. Being smooth on rain is like the most important thing, I guess. Like being smooth on throttle and not making like many like steering moments. So I think that's the most important thing for me at least. So yeah, there is not really that much like secrets apart from just practicing that.
Okay, great, and thank you for the interview, and again, massive congrats on your first win in the online racing league.
Thank you.
So we're with our second place man, Chro. Second place. How was that? How was that race?
I don't know. I wasn't really ready for wets. This was my first race in Britain, like proper race. So I kind of used a dry setup, maybe tweaked 2 or 3 things to adjust it to the wets, but I guess that wasn't enough. So I just tried to keep it clean, not get any penalties, because I knew James had 2 of them, so I could just get second place by staying behind him. And I did, so I'm happy with second place. Tim was just on another level, so congrats to him, and yeah, it's fine, it's good.
With the final laps, Muller was actually quite close to you, and he didn't have a penalty, so he would have jumped you. Was it easy just to be able to pull out that 3-second gap, or did he make a mistake, or what was going on?
I don't know, because I was trying to keep my tires. I didn't know what the wear was, so I was just saving my tires. But then I saw I could actually start to push. I had enough fuel and tire wear to do so. So I started pushing, and I started catching up to James, and I managed to pull out a 3-second gap.
Oh, fantastic race from you, and second place. So I believe you move up into second place in the championship now.
Okay, nice.
So yeah, great race, and obviously we look forward to seeing much more of you in 2019 for the remainder of the season.
But yeah, there's a break now, yeah?
Yeah, we return, 3rd of January, I believe.
Okay.
James, so close to
Hello.
second.
Yeah, it was my first, not only my first race on Silverstone, but the first race on the wet in general. So it took a bit, at the start was a bit squeaky bum time. I didn't really know what I was doing too much, but got the hang of it. And yeah, Tim was just on a different level, as Chro already mentioned. But yeah, Chro kept me honest the whole race, forced me into mistakes. That's why I got the penalties, and yeah, ended up 4th in the end. So close to 3rd, but yeah, looking forward to maybe the next race in Germany.
And what were the penalties for? Was it just running wide, or was there anything else?
Yeah, just corner cutting. If you go back on my stream, you will see it. It's well deserved.
Fair enough. Well, massive congrats anyway. Second place on the track, not an easy feat anyway.
Thank you.
I thought you said there was going to be a big accident into turn 1.
Yeah, I think I was wrong. Everyone was so safe that I was like, oh, okay, no crash then, I guess. But yeah, I was so flipping out because in the warming up lap, my PC crashed, or the game at least.
Oh wow.
So I had to start up twice,
Okay.
and I couldn't take over the steering wheel from the house, so I was like, no, come on, let me race. But yeah, at the start I did get my steering wheel back. And yeah, I had a great race, I think.
Well, yeah, it was a great race. You were battling with Flex's Marcy and Elsinger for quite a while.
Yes, yeah, they were super close to me the whole race, and at the end I just put my fuel mix on high, so I could make a gap because I had a 3-second time penalty.
Right. And so, a great race. You mentioned in the podcast you just wanted to get a top 10 if all the esports guys were here, and they were, so
Yeah.
I'm guessing
Yeah,
you're
I'm quite happy actually, because I finished I think with 25 seconds behind Calcifer, which makes me also super happy, because it's not a big of distance, and for sure not in the rain, because he's really good at it.
Okay. Well, again, massive congrats on 8th place. Was it 7th?
Seven, I think.
Massive
yeah.
congrats on 7th place, and I'm sure you're going to be moving up in the championship with that result. So, a good
Yeah.
result to finish the year.
Yeah.
Right, Calcifer.
Yep.
The start went well, didn't it?
What?
The start of the race went well, didn't it?
I had a great first lap. I was really happy about it. Then I got stuck behind Marksy.
I think you
Lost about 2 seconds there, I think. So, yeah, I didn't catch the first group anymore.
I think you gained about 11 places on the first lap or something ridiculous.
I think it was 10 or 9.
I don't know. Being
My-
modest as usual.
My wet setup wasn't the greatest, so it was really unstable. I'm very angry about it, so
Because you
it could
got
have
up,
been better.
I think by about lap 3, you were about 4 seconds off the whole train that went to the lead. So
Yeah. Yeah, I had the base to keep it up them if I had the setup. Great one.
So overall,
I went
Oh, sorry. Go on.
I went for a risk, but it didn't pay off. So
And overall, in terms, you were starting from the back, so it was always a damage limitation race. So overall, are you happy with the final result, or do you think again with the whole setup issue you should have got more out of today?
not really. I'm not happy because I had so great first lap. I was really hoping to get better place, but yeah, the setup wasn't the greatest one. It was so
How-
unstable. So
Yeah, sorry, go on.
it was so unstable. It was really hard to keep the rear straight. So yeah, I made one mistake too. I lost about 10 seconds.
One thing I was noticing was everyone who'd close up to someone and had more pace, they were finding it so difficult to overtake. Just how difficult was it? How much more difficult is it to overtake in the wet compared to the dry?
I don't have the DRS, so it's basically equal on the straight. You
Fair
have to find the grip in the corners.
Right. Well, thanks for joining us again. And while it may not have been the best, it was a decent damage limitation from our perspective, and it gave us a lot to watch in the first lap anyway.
Yeah, first half of the season I've been good, so
Right.
I'm good at it.
Thanks again for joining us, and best of luck for when we recommence the season in Germany next year.
Yep.
Twin Barrel, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. Good evening.
Hey, 10th place. Not bad.
I know. I'll take that. I will definitely take that. I wasn't expecting points out of that.
Sorry, go on.
Go on.
Oh, I was going to say, when there was a moment where Williams Isaac, he DC'd, did you have a little smile when you went past his ghosting car?
Yeah, it's never nice, but at the same time, yeah, it was a really tough race, and I didn't really put a foot wrong at all. So I kind of felt it was a little bit of a reward, but it's never nice to see someone drop out. But yeah, it was a tough race. I got stuck behind Toffee very early. He defended really, really well. Took me 7 or 8 laps to get past him. And by that point, I'd lost too much ground on the guys ahead. But it was a good, smooth race. It's always a bit nerve-wracking in the wet. There's always a few moments where you think you're going to find yourself in a barrier, but I managed to hold on. So I'm really happy with the point.
And I was going to ask, was there any point where you were considering a one-stop strategy, or sorry, was there any point where you were considering not stopping, or was the one-stop strategy always the way to go?
I was definitely considering it. I also wondered if it was going to dry out at one point.
Okay.
I went a bit longer. I saw everybody else that was behind me. There was a little group behind me of like Barney, Melee, Metmeister, who all stopped 3 or 4 laps earlier than me. I tried to go as long as I could just to be easy on the tyres at the end. But when it got to about lap 13, 14, I was probably about 40-45% wear. It was a little bit risky when it's slippy like that. You end up with absolutely no grooves on your tyres and very easy to stick it into the grass or a barrier then.
Well, congratulations. Another point to add to the championship, which is always important. So, massive congrats on that.
Thanks, man. Cheers.
Shez,
Okay.
how was that race?
Yes. Well, 14th's good. No, it was okay. It was a bit. I love it how you always you always interview the backfield as well. A little bit of equality. No, it was good fun, but it was a tough start. Me and Jay got stuck behind. I think it was Toffee. He didn't get a good start at the beginning. He took a little while to get into the race. So me and Jay got stuck behind him, and then I couldn't keep up with those guys when they found their pace. And then I got taken. I think Mechmeister got me because I had a mistake. And then from then on, it was me, Weebies, and Melee battling back down at the back of the grid for, I think, like 14th, 15th, and 16th. So, you know, it's like there's the best of the rest, and then there's us. So I was the best of the rest.
That's not the worst title in the world, is it?
No, you know, there's worse. I felt like Ericsson out there. It's all good.
Yeah. So Black Panther and those guys, they're like the Magnussens, and then we're battling for right.
Yep, I'm just battling to stay in my car before I have to go over to IndyCar.
Yeah, we're the mere mortals of ORL.
It's literally like that. Slightly slower than everyone else, but still plucky and British.
So how difficult was it in the wet then?
It was hard. Like I hate racing in the wet. Me and Jay, we both got wet setups, but we'd never tested, so we had no idea what they were like. They were okay in the race actually. For a race setup, it wasn't that bad. But yeah, no, it was all right. We both again have done no practice. I've been out of the country for a week, and I don't think Jay had really turned the game on. So we really probably should do some practice, and we might be able to move up a couple of places.
That's disturbing for your home Grand Prix as well. I would have expected far more preparation.
Yeah, well, you know, I've got a life outside of this.
You know, when you're driving around, all of those fans that are randomly going up and down, just imagine their disappointment.
I know, they'll be randomly bobbing up and down on their way home saying, oh, those British guys couldn't win for us.
Right. These guys have been, you know, we've been talking about how it's their home race and they're expected to do well, but is your home race coming up next time out? Are you going to put them all to shame?
Hopefully.
What?
No, I don't know.
What happened in that race? Because I thought you qualified up in about 9th place.
Yeah, I bottled it in the first corner. I ran into somebody and damaged my front wing, so I had to pit early.
Oh, that's
Actually,
a
I
shame.
did pit in the first lap and literally did the whole race on one set of tires.
Yeah, I noticed that because coming towards the end, I was thinking, wait, Barney's got really old tyres. Has he been on that since lap 1? And I was like, no, he pitted early on. So was that difficult then, keeping those tyres, keeping the grip in them?
Actually, no. I was surprised as well because I had really great grip, and of course, if the tires went down below a certain percentage, you will feel it. But no, it was great. And I was so close to Trimble, so close to some points actually.
Yeah, I was really worried when I came out of the pits because you were right there. And I was like, has he stopped already? But it's because you'd obviously gone so long. But yeah, you held on for a good amount of time.
So, close then, close.
Yeah, we always are. We had some great fights last year, didn't we, Bonnie?
Oh yes, last race monster.
Oh, you're not still sore about that one, are you?
But
Okay.
a good recovery drive though, and you got you found this the secretly fast strategy then, the no stop.
Yes, I think so.
All right, so
No, but I definitely had the pace to finish somewhere around 8th or 7th place, I think.
that is a
But,
shame
yeah.
because I was wondering why you were coming into the pit so early, but that's just such a shame. So how is your Hockenheim then? Is it one of your stronger tracks or?
I don't know. Didn't drive it at all. I didn't even practice this in Silverstone.
You know what? I'm always surprised by how many people say they haven't actually practiced the upcoming track.
Yeah, I didn't have the time, so. But I will have the time next year, hopefully, to do some more practice.
Cool. Well, we look forward to seeing you picking up some more points in the championship. And
I hope so.
climbing. So Williams took a dominant victory here today ahead of Chro and VP Muller. We're back on the 3rd of January for the German Grand Prix. So tune in then on the 3rd of January for the German Grand Prix. Thanks guys for listening.